Hello, my name is Adlan Izani bin Yunus.
Hello, good evening. I'm Arash.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ilya binti Hamdan.
Hi to all my friends, my name is Nabila.
Today's video is about 1. Introduction of performance management, 2. Purpose of performance management, 3. Performance management versus performance appraisal, 4. Performance goal, 5. Stage of performance management, 6. Performance important, and the last one, performance management process best practice. Performance management aims to enhance an employee's job performance through a range of processes like goal setting, progress monitoring, skill development, and reward. Purpose of performance management. Performance management contributes to individual and team performance, which helps business achieve their goals and objectives. By effectively managing employee performance, organizations can build and engage skilled and future-ready workforce, leading to business success. Performance appraisal versus performance management. Performance appraisal is the individual season between the employees and the manager. This often happens biannually. Performance management is a periodic, systematic, and objective process of developing an employee to perform their job to the best of their ability. The performance appraisal is thus part of performance management. The goal is to develop the skill and competency employees need to improve performance and success in their job. Second, constantly to improve their performance at work, providing them with a greater sense of accomplishment.
The first stage is planning, where it's dedicated to establish performance expectation with employees. In terms of job description, should clearly outline goals to attract the right candidates. The second stage is monitoring. During this stage, HR and managers must regularly monitor employee performance concerning the goal sets and provide feedback to employees on their progress. During the developing stage, the data collected during the monitoring stage is analyzed to use to boost employee performance. And the final stage is rating and rewarding. Employee performance needs to be rated regularly throughout the year and during the performance review and appraisal. Why is performance management is important? It is because once the goals are achieved, there are several benefits for both your employees and the wider organization, such as future-proofing your workplace skills. Establish the continuous line of communication with employees and monitor their skills, learning and training developments helps uncover potential skills and performance gap in the organization. Increase employee engagement. It provides them with learning and development opportunities, a clear career path in the organization, and understanding of their roles impact on meeting organizational goals. Higher employee retention. When an employee can see their progression at works and clearly understand their career path and what they need to do to earn the promotion, it leads more engaged employees who are likely to stay with your organization. The last but not least, culture of feedback and trust. Establish a culture of communication, transparency, and trust. Begins with leadership and HR initiatives that will trickle down to the rest of the organization.
The importance of performance management is it improves organizational performance. Managing employee performance leads to significant improvements in organizational performance. It includes revenue growth and customer satisfaction. Helping your employees learn, develop, and perform better in their roles has a positive effect on the business process. According to Brian Edelson, a consultant at Red Clover HR, organizations need to understand the why behind their performance management strategy. He stated that why are they conducting these conversations in the first place? What is the value and what takeaways do they want from them? Understanding these questions will ultimately help structure and provide the most effective outcomes to the employee and organization. In the next one, I'll be explaining about best practices of performance management process. Firstly, evaluate what's working and what's not. Before you make any changes to your current performance management process or tools, you must understand what's working and what's not, and why it's working and why it's not working. HR should survey both employees and managers and collect opinions on the current process and suggestions on what could be done better. You can then convey these internal findings coupled with studies and evidence-based research to business leaders and decision makers who can sponsor and drive change in the business. Show them the impact of an improved performance management process on business results. Secondly, best practice of performance management process is to choose the right approach. There are two common approaches to performance management. First one is a behavioral approach and the second one is a results-oriented approach. For behavioral approach, behaviors are identified and evaluated based on their behaviors and effort. This approach is suitable for giving detailed feedback on behaviors and mapping desirable future behaviors and when individual results are hard to measure. Examples include individual players in a team, support staff, and HR professionals. For result-oriented approach, employees are evaluated based on objective criteria. The focus is not input but on output in terms of quality and quantity. This approach is suitable when there are multiple ways to do the job. The end result matters rather than how it has been achieved. Example includes contact center employees who have specific success metrics as well as sales professionals. The evaluation of lawyers and accountants is also highly result-oriented as they keep track of their billable hours. Consider what the role is when choosing the approach to ensure the effectiveness of your performance management process. It is also important to re-evaluate the process with changes in your work model. For example, remote or hybrid working methods. Studies at Willis Tower Watson reported that only about 1 in 6 employers had altered their performance management process to align with remote and hybrid work models. Thirdly, the best practice of performance management process is meet and train the managers. Managers are integral to the success of your performance management program. Managers play a vital role in engaging, motivating, and developing employees. It is essential that HR has a clear plan in place for training managers to give and receive constructive feedback. Managers should also get coaching on how to maintain a continual open feedback dialogue with their staff. And for point number 4 of best practice of performance management process is help set SMART goals. Managers and employees should set SMART goals for employee performance and involve HR when setting the goals for employee development. Every employee should have their own clear, personalized set of key performance indicators so that they understand their manager's expectation and so that their manager can keep track their scores and achievements. Personalization is important based on the job and function and the employee's personal and professional ambitions. With these goals, the performance can be measured effectively and spot opportunities for improvement. As stated by Sean Wilders, CEO and HR Director at the learning platform Think Learning, He highlights that the importance of monitoring progress. Investing in a talent management system can allow managers and employees to continuously monitor their progress and also make quick changes, evaluate or put on hold what's needed. As employee progress, their goals will likely fluctuate with them, which means you need to allow for a certain amount of fluidity. He also stated that having regular developmental conversations and effectively tracking the goals means targets stay up to date and there is no doubt around what needs to be achieved to progress. Thank you.
I will take charge from Alan. So I will be continuing explaining about best practice for performance management process. So how do we do it? So the first one is helping worker create employee development. So study shows by Willis Tower Watson, while most 93% of organizations cited driving organization performance as a key objective for performance management, fewer than half, 44%, claim their performance management program met the objective. On one of the primary reasons for this relying on an annual performance appraisal or review and failing to follow up on a regular basis throughout the year. So how can this be done? HR can educate managers on providing employees with this type of ongoing constructive feedbacks. This drives motivation, catches issues early on, and helps helps managers manage underperforming employees correctly and offer them tools to improve. Performance management should be an ongoing dialogue that happens throughout the year, not just during an annual review. Why? Because it allows for timely feedback as well as effective goal setting and more accurate assessment of employee performance. These days, innovative organizations are turning to agile performance management, which I believe focuses on continuous learning, frequent check-ins, and building trust and a sense of connection to the team. So going to the next part is set up a formal system. I believe continual performance management boosts employee engagement, motivation, and performance. However, a formal performance review or appraisal system where top performing employees can get a raise, a bonus, or a promotion for meeting certain goals and objective is just as important as all above. This communicates to all your staff that great work will be recognized and rewarded. So for the next part, we have help workers create employee development plans. How and why? Because when employees have a solid plan for their career progression with the organization, it empowers them at work and helps them take charge of their professional development while reducing turnover rates. HR professional can work closely with managers to understand their employee needs, schedule meetings to discuss their career development and help provide employees with required training and clear direction. Employee development plans are hard to implement. Yes, it is not an easy task because managers and employees are mainly busy with each other, time constraint. This is where HR can help by creating templates of plan for managers which they can use to create development plans with their team members. So last but not least, we can employ technology to have best practice for performance management. So HR can leverage technology and software to help improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the performance management process. Performance management data can offer detailed insight and pattern that manual tracking and service cannot compete with. The right technology can also save managers time, but only if a clear performance management strategy is in place. They also need to be able to review real-time data at any time to determine the right goals for success. However, I believe it is important to be mindful that performance management is a people-centered process. So I want to give two example here. So I have HSBC and Deloitte. So I'll be explaining example for HSBC first. So HSBC now has an HR mobile app where employees and managers can easily capture achievement and share feedbacks in real time. So employee can access an HR to-do list of their performance and development plans, online learning resources, and manage their personal employment information. Managers can handle approvals on the go, set goals and regular check-ins to maintain productivity and facilitate continual growth. The lend itself well to flexible and remote working models without compromising result. It has created a stronger relationship between managers and employees, where employees feel more supported and end of year appraisal feel more meaningful.